I know for a fact that the mainstream media will lie and they will smear on behalf of their powerful friend. I believe in due process, which is why I always read the facts of the case before accepting the media narrative.
The cracks in Hollywood's most beloved marriage may have started small, so small that no one noticed. A skipped red carpet, a lukewarm interview, a birthday post that felt just a little too scripted. But those who know how to read between the lines say something was already brewing in Blake Lively's seemingly perfect world, something dark and possibly irreversible. It began 6 months ago at an exclusive after-party in the Hollywood Hills. Blake arrived alone. Ryan Reynolds was nowhere to be seen. Eyewitnesses claimed she looked stunning, as always, but tense. Her smile didn't quite reach her eyes. She was seen chatting intensely with a tall, sharply dressed man who, sources later confirmed, was a European film producer, someone not just known in the industry, but known to be dangerously charming. They were close, too close, a party guest revealed anonymously. I've seen co-stars flirt. This wasn't that. This was intimate, secretive, like something had already happened, or was about to. What followed next shocked even the most jaded insiders. The same man was spotted leaving Blake's private trailer just days later, on the set of a hush-hush commercial shoot. And this time, it wasn't just whispers. It was photos. Blurry, grainy, and quickly scrubbed from most corners of the internet. But real enough to send shockwaves through fan communities. Was Blake Lively cheating? Was her fairy tale with Ryan cracking? Fans began noticing odd patterns. Ryan, once quick with his signature humor and romantic quips, stopped mentioning Blake in interviews. Paparazzi photos of them together dropped dramatically. When they did appear in public, they looked performative, smiles too wide, hands held too tight. Something had shifted, but no one expected what came next. In late March, a Hollywood gossip blog dropped a blind item that sent the industry spiraling. A-list actress, beloved by fans, married to a fellow A-lister, but a European affair may have led to a secret pregnancy that could soon be revealed. No names were mentioned, but the clues, unmistakable. Within hours, Twitter was ablaze. Reddit threads exploded. Is this about Blake Lively? Secret baby? What is happening to Hollywood's golden couple? And then, the alleged producer himself made a cryptic move, posting a now-deleted Instagram story with a simple quote, "Not all secrets stay buried." It was live for less than 10 minutes, but the internet never forgets. Fans screenshotted it, dissected it, and connected the dots. The story was catching fire, and Blake's team? Completely silent. That silence spoke volumes. Behind the scenes, sources claimed chaos was erupting in the Reynolds-Lively household. Ryan, allegedly blindsided, was furious. He thought they were solid, a supposed insider claimed. But when he confronted her, Blake didn't deny it right away. She froze, and that's all he needed to know. The couple, known for keeping their private life intensely guarded, suddenly became ghosts. No new sightings, no Instagram updates, no witty Twitter exchanges. The narrative was shifting from a tabloid rumor to a full-blown scandal, and just when things couldn't get messier, another leak hit the net. An alleged hospital document, dated just 4 months ago, bearing the initials BL-SAR and listing a private maternity wing in...
If this is about that narrative that I think they instantly started spinning, I believe that they are going to be able to prove in court that this was personal.
In 1896, George Vuitton didn't just make that pattern out of thin air. He allegedly took heavy inspo from Japanese designs called kamon. These crests have been around for ages in Japan, and when they started trending in Europe, George Vuitton said, "Merci beaucoup," and took them. No credit, no shout out, just vibes. So next time you wear an LV bag, just remember where that really came from.
Switzerland. No confirmation, no clear link, but fans were convinced. The question now wasn't if there was a secret child. It was when the world would find out. And that, dear viewers, brings us to the moment everything exploded. Because what happened next? No one saw coming. The morning after the supposed hospital leak, Hollywood woke up to digital mayhem. Screenshots of the alleged maternity records were everywhere, from anonymous Twitter accounts to viral TikTok breakdowns by social media sleuths with too much time and not enough chill. The initials BL, the elite clinic in Switzerland, and a curious timestamp all seemed too on the nose to be random. Fans who once adored Blake were now split, some defending her as a victim of invasive gossip, others demanding answers. But it wasn't just the public demanding clarity. Blake's inner circle was reportedly shaken to the core. One source close to the Lively family revealed that Blake's own mother confronted her over the phone in what was described as a painful, sobbing conversation. The insider claimed her mom was blindsided. She kept asking, "Why didn't you come to us? Why the secrecy?" Blake apparently didn't deny the existence of the child. She only said, "It's complicated." That was all it took to turn confusion into chaos. Family members began distancing themselves. One cousin unfollowed her on Instagram. A stylist posted a cryptic quote, "Truth always comes out, eventually." And then came Ryan. For years, Blake and Ryan's relationship was the envy of millions. Perfect red carpet chemistry, hilarious banter, adorable kids. But the fairy tale was crumbling fast. A source from the couple's close circle revealed that Ryan had allegedly left their shared home and moved into a hotel in downtown Manhattan. He needed space, the insider said. He couldn't look at her without wondering what was real. According to the same source, Ryan demanded a paternity test, not out of cruelty, but out of disbelief. If the rumors are true, he reportedly said, "I need to know if I'm raising another man's child." Meanwhile, the alleged European producer at the center of the storm, only identified by tabloids as Marco, was seen leaving a private jet in Los Angeles just days later. Cameras caught him smirking as paparazzi shouted, "Is it true? Is the baby yours?" He said nothing, but his silence only fueled the flames. A second video surfaced showing Marco at a charity gala in Milan, where he toasted to unexpected blessings and new beginnings. The crowd laughed, but fans watching from home were convinced it was a veiled dig. "He's taunting Ryan," one fan commented. "This is becoming a real-life soap opera." Blake, for her part, remained completely off-grid. No social media posts, no interviews, just a carefully crafted silence that somehow screamed louder than words. Paparazzi swarmed the family's New York estate, hoping for a glimpse of Blake, or the mystery child. But the gates stayed closed and the world kept guessing. Things took a darker turn when an anonymous email leaked to a gossip blog, allegedly from a former nanny who claimed to have seen things no one else did. According to the email, Blake had taken frequent solo trips overseas throughout her marriage, most often to Paris and Zurich. The nanny alleged that during one of those trips, Blake returned shaken, emotional, and withdrawn. "She cried in her room for hours," the nanny wrote. "She kept whispering, 'What have I done?'" Whether the email was real or part of the ever-growing rumor machine didn't seem to matter, because by now, the internet had made up its mind. Was Blake Lively hiding a child? Was Ryan truly blindsided? And what was Marco's endgame? In all of this? The lines between reality and fantasy were blurring, and fans were eating it up. One viral TikTok even dubbed the scandal the Blake baby bombshell, complete with dramatic reenactments and slow-motion crying clips. But just when the dust seemed to settle, a new figure emerged. Someone with more information than anyone.
Have y'all seen that TikTok by the Chinese guy exposing how luxury goods are actually made? The only real difference? China ships the products to Europe, slaps on a made in France or made in Italy label, and boom, luxury? It's ridiculous.
They feel cheaper. No, that's not quality issue. It's luxury brand washing.
Hermes, you guys, it's time to show off your factories. No, I don't want to wait to go on YouTube and watch a beautiful documentary and show them off right here on TikTok. Let the world see. Okay, get like China. You gotta be ghetto about it. Just let people know.
Expected. And once she spoke, the entire story took a turn no one could have predicted. The woman who came forward next wasn't a stranger to the spotlight. She was a former assistant to Blake during her time filming in Europe, someone fans remembered only faintly from blurry set photos and behind-the-scenes candids. Her name? Chloe Mercer. A quiet presence during Blake's 2019 Cannes appearance, Chloe had since disappeared from the limelight. But now, she was stepping forward with what she claimed were undeniable truths that would finally connect the dots. In an exclusive sit-down with a popular gossip podcast, her face partially blurred for safety reasons, Khloé revealed details that shook the narrative to its core. She confirmed that Blake and the mysterious producer, Marco, had indeed grown emotionally and physically close during a campaign shoot in Lake Como. "It started with long lunches and walks by the lake," she said softly. But it escalated fast. Blake was vulnerable, and Marco knew exactly what he was doing. Khloé claimed she had witnessed private late-night meetings between the two, often under the guise of script revisions or fashion consultations. But what stood out most was one night she couldn't forget. She came back to the hotel at 2 a.m., Khloé recalled. She looked shaken, pale, but oddly peaceful. She told me, "I think I've made a huge mistake, but I don't regret it." That moment, Khloé insisted, was when everything changed. Blake reportedly began withdrawing emotionally from Ryan, skipping FaceTime calls with her children, avoiding joint interviews, and even resisting any mention of her family during press junkets. Khloé added, "It was like she was living two lives, and the guilt was eating her alive." But that wasn't the bombshell that set the internet ablaze. It was Khloé's final statement, offered almost casually near the end of the interview, that sent the scandal into overdrive. She said Blake had confided in her that she had taken a private medical test during her final week in Europe, and the results? Positive. Khloé alleged that Blake had whispered the words, "It's his," with tears in her eyes. Fans were stunned. There was no more dancing around it. If Khloé was telling the truth, Blake had knowingly conceived a child with Marco while married to Ryan Reynolds. And she hadn't just hidden the affair, she had hidden the evidence. As the podcast episode hit streaming platforms, it racked up millions of listens within 24 hours. Hashtags like the Blake baby truth and Reynolds divorce trended worldwide. Paparazzi camped outside Khloé's modest apartment in Brooklyn, while Blake's team issued a rare, vague statement denying speculative gossip with no foundation. But the timing couldn't have been worse. That same week, another photo surfaced, this time of Blake holding an infant, wrapped tightly in a designer shawl, exiting what appeared to be a private residence in Paris. The child's face was obscured, but the resemblance to Marco was, as fans put it, unsettling. Dark curls, prominent cheekbones, and eyes that mirrored the producer's piercing stare. It didn't matter that there was no confirmed identity. People had seen enough. Ryan, meanwhile, remained eerily silent. Some said he had fled to Canada with their 3 children. Others speculated he was already lawyering up, preparing for what insiders whispered could be the most expensive celebrity divorce since Brangelina. And Marco? He continued posting cryptic quotes to his social media accounts, including one that read, "If truth is painful, it's only because lies lived too long." Hollywood, already a town addicted to drama, had found its latest obsession. But while the world debated rumors and analyzed blurry screenshots, a deeper question lingered like smoke after a fire. What would happen if Blake Lively herself decided to break the silence? Would she deny it all, try to repair the shattered image, or come clean and change the course of her legacy forever? That question hung heavy, until one unexpected interview changed everything. Blake Lively, America's sweetheart, red carpet. Royalty and the face of elegance finally broke her silence. Not through a slick PR statement or a rehearsed morning.
De l'entrée, où on me donne des morceaux de cuir jusqu'au moment où je vais avoir livré ma pièce. Je veux pas qu'on reproduise un geste de façon indéfinie en se disant bon bah je fais toujours ce même geste et donc, je pense qu'on est vraiment là pour apprendre un métier et pas des tâches.
It requires a lot of skill to turn it and get it on the right way.
Il y a des bouchées, des bacs plus 4, 5, 6.
Had a lot of requests, do Hermes next. And that's why we're here in the Highland Park Mall.
Italy, made in China. Or maybe made in Chile.
Oh yeah, that should be a thing, by the way. I have spent over $100,000 of my own money dissecting luxury bags, cutting them open, analyzing every stitch, every layer. Why? Because I had to know what made those bags so expensive.
One final question lingered like perfume on a faded letter. Was this the end of Blake Lively's story? Or just the beginning of her reinvention? So, what do you think about this jaw-dropping revelation? Is Blake Lively a victim of circumstance? Or has she been hiding secrets all along? Do you believe her heartfelt confession? Or is there more to this story waiting to be uncovered? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive into Hollywood's latest scandal, and subscribe to stay updated with all the drama and exclusive stories we bring you. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of the hottest celebrity news. Stay tuned, because with stories like this, the truth is always stranger than fiction.